It's wonderful to have you join us again on Movie Recapped. In October 1986, two ladies are tracked down, assaulted, and killed in a trench close to a field. Neighborhood investigator Park Duman, not having managed such a serious case previously, is overpowered. Key proof is inappropriately gathered. The police's insightful techniques are suspect, and their scientific innovation is close, non-existent. Park claims he has an approach to deciding suspects by eye-to-eye connection. He gains from his sweetheart that a scarred, intellectually impeded kid, Baek Kwang-ho, lives in the town and chooses to address him first. He finds him and utilizes his eye-to-eye connection strategy, instinctually thinking Baek is dependable. Park has his accomplice, Cho, beat admissions out of Baek and covertly record him discussing one of the killings. Seo Tae-yeon, a criminal investigator from Seoul, volunteers to help them. Anyway, he and Park's strategies conflict and they get into a battle during a party. Seo takes a gander at Baek's hands and considers them excessively powerless and scarred to have the option to perpetrate such an intricate wrongdoing, demonstrating his innocence. After additional homicides are committed, they understand that the executioner holds on until a blustery evening and just kills ladies donning red. A female cop, Kwon Kui Alright, understands that a nearby radio broadcast is constantly mentioned to play a specific tune during the evenings the killings are committed. Park keeps on looking for the executioner, however tracks down nothing. At the most recent crime location, Park, Cho, and Seo all show up to explore in various ways. However, at that point, a nearby man shows up, takes out underpants, and strokes off in a lady's red unmentionables. Cho unintentionally steps on a twig, inciting the man to run. They pursue him into a group. Seo, to figure out how to definitely stand out. Yet Park recognizes the man first, subsequent to seeing him twist around and to some degree uncovering the red underwear under his jeans. Yet again, regardless of previously having recognized him, he goes about as though he is utilizing his eye-to-eye connection technique and has Cho catch him. Park and Cho proceed with their strategy and ruthlessly beat the man. Seo tracks down an overcomer of the executioner subsequent to following bits of gossip around the nearby school with the assistance of Kwon. After gaining from the survivor that the executioner's hands were recognizably delicate, Seo figures out how to clear the man as his hands are exceptionally harsh. Angered that they lost their suspect, Park fights with Seo until Kwon alarms them that a similar tune the killer mentioned is playing. They understand it's pouring and show up after the expected time to find another lady killed. Park and Seo and Cho choose to all cooperate. After doing a post-mortem examination of the most recent casualty, they find bits of what resembles a peach in the body. Seo converses with a student about a potential suspect and help her put a bandage on a physical issue on her midriff. They follow a path of pieces of information to an assembly line laborer, Park Hyeon Gayu, who had simply moved to the area a brief time frame before the principal murder. They track the melody utilizing reports, a source that Seo generally trusts, saying, "The records never lie." Ooh. From the radio broadcast to his location, the investigators are at first incapable to nail anything to him. In any case, Seo noticed that his hands are delicate, like the survivor he addressed before had portrayed. Hyunju starts to show uneasiness when Seo presents the peaches, and he believes he's tracked down the executioner. Before he can address more, Cho lets completely go and beats Hyun-gyu, provoking their boss to prohibit him from the cross-examination room. Park and Seo pay attention to Baek's prior admission to a past homicide. CO calls attention to that. He talks as though another person got it done, and they understand he knew subtleties of the homicide since he saw it. They go to Bake's dad's cafe, just to find a tipsy Cho there. As individuals ridicule Cho on the television, he beats everybody in the eatery. Bake shows up halfway through the fight and joins the conflict, swinging a wooden board at Cho's leg and inadvertently puncturing it with a corroded nail. Park and CO pursue Bake and question him. However, he gets terrified and runs into the way of an approaching train where he is hit and killed. Park discovers that Cho's leg should be removed in light of the fact that the corroded nail caused lockjaw, leaving Park having a blameworthy outlook on what he had gotten his accomplice and closest companion into. They find a hint of semen on one of the bodies, but since of absence of measurable innovation, the example must be shipped off the US to affirm if suspect Hyun-gyu is the executioner with DNA proof. CO attempts to follow Hyun-gyu, yet he snoozes off and botches his opportunity. That evening, Park's better half strolls through the woods, watched by an obscure figure in the shadows. Yet a more youthful young lady passes by, and she is caught and killed, all things being equal. The following morning, her body is found. CO sees a bandage on her midriff and perceives her as the very student that he became friends with while researching the killings. Rankled at the misfortune, CO disappointments at last stream over, and he snaps. He goes after Hyun-gyu until he is interfered with by Park bringing archives from America in regards to the semen test. Be that as it may, the papers express the example doesn't match Hyun-gyu's DNA. CO yells that the records are lying and that he knows Hyun-gyu is the killer. Park utilizes his eye-to-eye connection technique on the suspect, however acknowledges he can't reach any determinations dissimilar to previously. CO endeavors to shoot the suspect, however Park stops him and lets Hyun-gyu go. Eventually, the violations stay inexplicable. While visiting the crime location years after the fact in 2003, Park Do-man, presently a financial specialist, gains from a young lady that the scene had as of late been visited by another, obscure man with a ordinary face. The young lady had asked the person for what valid reason he was taking a gander at the trench, and was informed that he was thinking back about something he had done there quite a while in the past. The film closes as Park, understanding this, gazes directly toward the camera, apparently utilizing his eye-to-eye connection technique to detect the executioner among the crowd.